Hi class, Dr. Ramos here for Kin 303, Foundations of Kinesiology. I just wanted to take a few minutes to introduce myself and give you some background about myself professionally and personally. My education started at Cal State Fullerton. I did my bachelor's and my master's degree in kinesiology, focusing on clinical exercise science. In between that, I also did an athletic training program, and that's where most of my focus has been over the last, I would say, 13 years that I've been an athletic trainer. I worked at Cal Baptist University for about 10 years, and I just recently left there last year. Throughout that time, I got to work with different athletic teams. I worked with wrestling, water polo, men's volleyball when there was a team. I worked with men's soccer, worked with cheer. So a lot of different sports. I got to see a lot of different athletes, got to meet a ton of athletes and got to see them, begin and end their careers there, which was bittersweet. So I've had a lot of contact with athletes from CBU, and I still have a lot of people that I know there. I worked as an adjunct teaching for the last 6 years. So I've been doing this for about 6 years now. And this course specifically, I've taught it about 3 or 4 times. And I really enjoy this role of kind of going into not just the athletic training portion of kinesiology, but also expanding and looking at all the different careers that you have options to go into. So that's been a really good supplement to what I do. Um, so in 2015, like I said, I went back to get my doctorate. And with that, now I've transitioned into a different role. So starting last year, I came to Pleasant Hill, California, which is Northern California, about an hour east of San Francisco. And I work now as a director of sports medicine. So I still have some clinical day-to-day stuff where I work with athletes, but then I also have more of an administrative role. And so that transition, I would say the transition from moving from Southern California to here has probably been the most difficult thing to adapt to. I was born and raised in Southern California, and my wife as well, and my kids were born there. We lived in Ontario and Orange County, mostly Inland Empire though. So it's been a bit of a change for us to come up here, but so far everything's going great. So I've been married for about 13 and a half years. And we have 2 kids. My son Christian is 10, my daughter Natalia is 7. And so yeah, it's been a pretty, crazy transition moving from Southern to Northern California. It's definitely, I've been to this area before, but I've never really lived outside of Southern California. So I could say like for sure it's about I would say it's about the same as moving to a different state. I mean, there's a lot of differences between Northern and Southern California. But yeah, the transition has been good, and the other thing that's been kind of tough is moving churches. I would say that we've been very blessed to find a really good church out here, and it's made the transition a little bit easier. And as you know, in these courses, we try to incorporate faith and scripture into the course content. So I will be posting, weekly scriptures or reflections to kind of enrich the course content. And I think it applies very well in these courses for kinesiology, because when you become a professional and you start working on a day-to-day basis with people, it's a lot easier for you to kind of incorporate all of this scripture. We're not working strictly on the physical portion of a patient or your clients or whatever it may be. You're working on the whole person, and that's being incorporated in overall healthcare as well. It's a holistic approach that must be taken to really treat people or to really work with people. And I feel it's a great thing to start incorporating it now as a student. You should take into account that you know, how rehabilitation protocols go, or how strength and conditioning protocols go, or the success of those programs, how they go, is directly tied into how people are doing spiritually, mentally. I mean, all of that is seen, especially now with this pandemic that we're going through. It's a huge part of everyday life, and it would be wise to kind of start incorporating that into everything that you do. So I try to do my best in making sure to add that portion into our course content as well. So hopefully you've gotten to know me a little bit better now through this short video, but I do hope to get to know each and one of you a little bit better. I hope to have a good open line of communication, through our lectures, through weekly recaps. There's with the Zoom, with WebEx, I mean, it's becoming a lot easier to stay in contact with you guys. So um, definitely reach out to me first via email, and then we can kind of go from there. So um, yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Can't wait to get this course started. And yeah, until next time, have a good one.